So my goal in each one of these videos is to just go through the day on NASDAQ, just the NASDAQ every day, the NASDAQ recap. And we're on May 18th. My goal is to show you 100% gains in 5 minutes. Today I'm going to show you how to even get gains of at least 150%. So A plus setup, I'm looking for things over here with the Trendline Break, Psar Change, confirmation under or over the 20 EMA, and using fib levels. I'll put the video in here that talks about each one of these indicators, but I won't take your time going through every one of them right now. We are now getting close to 9 o'clock, and I'm on Central Standard Time. I do not start trading until 9:15. And so we'll just take a look at this and see how this is playing out. First of all, VWAP is right there. You can see the price of these candles is under VWAP. It's kind of flirting with it right here. The clouds are red, so this is a bearish start. The PSAR is also showing red as well. So we are now at 9:15, so I'm actually going to pause this, and this is the time where, even though this is in a really, really tight range here, I will draw out my fib levels and just have that here as just something that we can look at for reference in our trades throughout the day. So I'm just going to maximize this view so we can just see these a little bit better. As I'm waiting for an entry, because there really isn't an entry right now, I'm trying to find out, do we have some sort of action going on here that might look like a wedge? And you can see right there that we are breaking down out of this wedge. And right now it's 9:30. So we're about an hour into open. And what I want to do now that I can see that this broke below the low of the day is I want to make sure that I can get in at a point where it confirms below this level. So let's just see if this one would actually confirm. It hit this down here. It's actually underneath, and so I'm looking for an entry at this point. It is now below that Fibonacci level here. So that is a very annoying snap up, but I'm not concerned because it's actually honoring this fib level right here, okay? So now for sure, what I'm looking at is it broke down below, it came back up, it retested, and you can see these wicks right here. So I'm going for a full position here at 299.24. That would be confirmation underneath these wicks. And so let's just hover this mouse right here and to see where that stop buy. So stop buy means, yep, that you would only get in if it got down to that level. So I'm in here at this point, and the price of these contracts, I use 0 DTE because I have no plans of actually keeping them overnight. These puts, I think they were the 297 puts. They were $2.88 right here at this point. So we'll just keep this here, and we will play this throughout. So now that we're below this Fibonacci level, now I'm actually looking at this and I'm saying, you know what, the next one isn't until way down here. So I like to scale out at 20%. I will always sell half of my position at 20%. And then I'm looking at the next Fibonacci level and I'm looking to sell at that point, okay? At this point, these contracts were $3.50, and so that's a very good gain from this beginning level here. But one thing I'm noticing here is there's no electric shock. It didn't hit this fib level and bounce, and this is our first hint that today is just going to be a lead balloon. I mean, it's just going to sink because it didn't even bounce on that level, and a lot of times you'll see a bounce on fib levels. So now that I've sold at 20%, I'm looking to sell at 50%, and that's an awesome gain really to be made in about 20 minutes. Our 50% gain happened actually right there. And now we're at a point in time where I know a lot of people, get nervous about, when should I get out? I think it's just very safe you can set your stop above this 20 up here, and you can go for a walk. Sometimes it's just good not to sit there and just babysit it the entire time. Or probably a better place for a stop would be, it just depends on your personality. You could actually set your stop above this Fibonacci level here as well. And you just want to be able to let this ride for as long as possible. It's maybe one of the easier trading days that you could have ever had. So let's just let this play out, and I'm gonna have, let's say an aggressive stop would have been probably right here. You can always get back in, if you get stopped out. So we'll have the cursor hanging out right there, and let's just see what would happen if you actually had your stop at that point. So it's coming up, and it's actually testing the 8 EMA right now. And here's what we'll do, just to make sure that this is really clear. I'm gonna just put the stop right here, and we will just be raising our stop as we go. So as I said, as it broke down below this fib level, it looked like it was going to hit this fib level. Well, there's very little resistance in here, and so these algos, they really trade according to these fib levels. You'll see it's going to tap this as well, and that means things are going really as planned. So you can see it tapped that one, and as soon as it tapped it, it had just a bit of a bounce on that one. But we want to stay in this as long as possible. And so our stop is still there. I'll just drag that over here a little bit. And then if this can confirm below here, then we'll actually put our stop above this Fibonacci level. But you can see it's kind of like a magnet right now. It's really hovering around this 261.8. And once it retested there and it broke back down, now we are getting closer to the noon hour. This is a time where I do watch this carefully because there can sometimes be an algo switch after the noon hour. So we're watching this. Our stop is way up here. At this point in time, I raise my stop above the 20 EMA. I've found that one to be pretty reliable. And let's see how this works out right here. Came back up, and it's testing the 20. If we get out right here, it's probably about 50% gains. But look at that. It tested the 20 EMA. It didn't like it, and it sent it back down. And that's why I really like that 20 EMA. If it gets above that, then calls are usually in place. The Psar did switch over to puts again. And now you can just tell if it's going to get into this level, it's going to hit this Fibonacci level as well. So just watch this here. It tapped it. And now I am putting my stop above the 20 right there as possible. It's getting below this Fibonacci level. So now, one of those questions is, where else is it going to go? Where else is it going to go? This is a 423.6 extension. This is a big move. And so at this point in time, I am definitely looking to sell instead of a stop. I want to sell at a sell limit, and I want to sell somewhere in this area where I can get that actual maximum profit, because it could bounce up, but it's at 2:30 and my contracts are going to expire. So that was a very good time, right? I was talking about selling right here, and it bounced up at that point in time. And so these contracts at this time right here, they were $8.21, and that is, if I look over here, that's 185% profit by just staying in the trade. So sometimes just letting your runners run is just literally going to pay you.